try that again. Now we got almost everybody. Like I said, my name is Jim Lansing. This is like week 10. It's been a blur. It's been crazy, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm really excited to be here. It is quite an amazing town. My connection to the town is that my wife is a Hutch grad, and some of her friends are on the board, and they're kind of the connection about how the discussions happen as I started to come to you. I have a background not as a visual artist, but as a performing artist. I'm a pianist and an organist. A lot of work with churches, a lot of work with musical theater and with choirs, as well as having about 17 years in business as a buyer for different companies, most of it was spent with Dayton's. So, lots of pieces of my life that are coming here. I think the most amazing thing about this place, besides the art that happens, is the connections that I'm finding is we're really kind of in the community building business. Connecting an artist to an audience, connecting people that want to buy art to people that make art, and so that you all know each other and really see how, you know, who is making the stuff that you want to buy and bring home and give to your friends and put in your own house. So, really excited to be here. I want to welcome Emily to our stage. Emily is from Watertown, not too far away, and has been, I don't know, probably the third time we've been here now the last 10 days as we're setting this all up. First, I want to acknowledge that we get funding, and first thing we're going to do is to give a stipend to Emily. The money's always good. The grant for this and all of our exhibits comes from a group called the Southwest Minnesota Art Council. SMOC is what their acronym and kind of what we refer to them as. There's 11 art councils in the state of Minnesota. They all get money through the Legacy Amendment, and then each council disperses money to individual artists as well as to organizations. They're an important piece of why we get to exist and why we get to have these shows, and then why we get to award for the hard work that Emily has done. Everything that's out there, you painted this year, right? I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah, since August.
Since August.
You find out you get a show about a year in advance, and I have a side hobby of watching proofs, mathematical proofs. So I knew I eventually wanted to narrow it down to circle theorems, and then so I sketched maybe 50 or so, and then kept narrowing it down to my most important theorems.
The winners.
Yes, and then I don't have a lot of time to paint, so I have 4 young boys, so it's I had to be efficient. So once I knew and narrowed it, then it was go time. So they've all been painted since August 20th, but they've been in my mind nonstop since last.
So Emily brought a QR code, and it's sitting on the counter out there that links to her website, where she has posted, if you would like more information, a whole bunch of videos that further explain each of the proofs. Is that right?
Yeah. So yesterday I animated. I was if you want to know the math behind it, or if you don't, that's great. And if you want to, I did little animations so you could walk through every painting, and just watch kind of the videos that I'm obsessed with, how does this work, and why what all the lines mean, and how, I don't know what I'm saying, but yes, you can watch the math proofs if you'd like. It is on my website. If you just went to mvictorystudio.com/circle theorems, they're all there with the name of each painting by it.
So how did you start painting? Where did this start for you?
Painting
in general?
I feel growing up we were always doing creative things. My mom makes cakes and bakes. My dad was a tinkerer of everything. I think, and then it's funny. I don't know why I'm gonna cry right now, because I keep looking out and it's all my favorite people in the whole world in my room. And I pulled an all-nighter on Tuesday to finish the last one. So
she did. She delivered it Wednesday morning.
This is so funny because it's just I got from Santa a book where it's how to draw animals in 3rd grade, and it was you draw a horse by drawing the circle of the butt. I'm sure you all have seen this book, and you draw the circle, and then you draw the head, and then you outline all of the circles. And I feel that so is this show, because everything is why circles? It's just everything starts with a circle. If you want to make a square, you start with a circle and you bisect angles, and you so I think it's the basis of of everything. Okay, so circles. So I've just always like I asked for art books growing up, and then I tried really hard to be a math. I really like math too, obviously. Like it's how I do art, but gosh, I just have to like bring it together.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's amazing to see all of that
Yeah.
out there. I can only imagine how it is for you.
Yeah, it's fun. And then I just keep looking at people.
Don't look at her.
And then I think I tried, like, I really like math and I was good at math, and so I kind of went in, like, more into math, and I didn't really take art in high school. And
So when
when my cubicle made me crazy. So I got a math degree and I had a cubicle, and I would just go home and my dad would be like, "How are you?" And I would just be like, "I'm fine." And then it's like, but then I'd start crying. It's like, I just can't. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. in my cubicle was like so hard. Like you kind of pretend you're working because you don't have enough work to keep. I don't know how anybody does that. It literally made me crazy. So at night I would go home and paint to like calm myself down, I guess. And then I applied for a grant through the Central Minnesota State Arts Board. And I was 2-week-old. I taught Brittany math, and back when she was in high school. So I applied for a grant and I got it. It was $3,000. So I quit my cubicle job, moved in with my parents, renovated their chicken coop. And I remember the grant started on July 5th, and I put coffee in my thing and like a little snack. And I was like, "Okay, Dad, I'm going to work."
Going to work?
And I walked across their lawn, and I was like, "Oh my God, like, who is this kid?" But it was like so right. And I had like chicken coop art shows and apartment art shows after I finally moved out. I don't know, it's just like, I've tried, even Phil, when I'm like super crazy, my husband, even when I get like kind of crazy, he's like, "Why don't you just go paint?" Because I'm kind of a spazzy person, but like if I paint,
calms you.
yeah,
It brings
it's like I'm in the moment, and especially if I do things on repeat, repetitive, like.
Well, that explains
Yeah.
something that I really like.
Yeah.
It's got, what'd you call it?
Yeah.
The threes and the V's?
Yeah.
That took you, what'd you say, 3 weeks to
3 weeks of 4 to
actually
5.
get that layer on there?
4 to 5 hours a day. And Phil would wake up in the morning and he's like, "Oh, look, you almost got a square foot last night." It was like 6 hours of painting. Yeah.
How do you, I think that is the answer of like the balance between your left brain, right brain.
I
Like
think,
the
I don't know if it
bridge
is
between it
balance.
and your creativity, or how do you view that?
I think they both judge each other slightly. Like it's like I'm pretty free and a little wild, but then I like have to have a ruler and a compass, and then I think the right brain creativity, freedom, allows me to see things in the math side that maybe other people wouldn't, and then pull that out of the math. And then if I love paint, like artists that can throw paint and do things quickly, and like I can't do that. So it's like, so I pulled back. I don't know if there is balance. I feel like it's this friction sometimes of back and forth. But I'm also okay with I'm okay with
It's your
that.
mode.
Yeah, like sometimes I lean this way and it's like, oh, okay, I'm super hardcore to my ruler today, and then some days I'm
It's
like,
my ruler.
I don't know, and then some days it's like I can't handle the ruler, so then it's like those days are just, I do, I think it's not like a balance, it's like I flop this way and then I go back and then
From side to side.
yeah. I don't know, yeah. I don't know if that's the right answer, but.
Anything else you want to share with us about your journey, your process here? What are you going to do next now that all the circles are proven?
There's more that I.
There's more. We're going to cones, and what shape should we do next?
Yeah, that's funny. Somebody else asked me that too. I have a show at Luther College. I got my math degree down at Luther, and they have an experimental music event there. And I have done a piece. I got a grant, gosh, before I had kids in whatever year, 2014, where I worked with a former classmate of mine from Luther. He has his PhD in music composition. So I wrote up different number bases and did 3 number bases per painting.
Yes.
And then he did mathematical music, and then we had a pianist play the paintings. It was awesome at the Cedar Cultural Center. So anyways, so a connection of his is at Luther and is having experimental music, and then they asked me to make art for that, which I think lends itself toward number bases. So yeah, ramp up the obsession with number. I mean, it's funny how like different phases of my life are like by mathematical sections in a textbook.
And to get you through.
Yeah. So it'll be kind of patterns and sequences of how we count.
Well, and that speaks to me, I mean, as a musician.
Yeah.
I get that, and I know there's a few other musicians. Does anyone have a question they want to ask? Some burning desire? A proof that you disagreed with?
Yeah.
I asked this of an art professor at a different time, Ms. Dave.
Yeah.
But in close encounters of the third kind, where there's the musical notes and the colors, did you find any association, or do you have a feeling about musical notes
Yeah.
and how they
I don't like,
colors?
yeah. I feel like I don't see it like other people. I think that would be awesome, and I can't even imagine if I could. But I do think there's like right and wrong. Like the number 7 to me would probably be green, but if you're like, oh, it should be purple, it's like that's wrong. But I don't know why. You know what I mean? It's like,
I just wondered if
yeah.
what you had
I
said,
wish-
if you had any
I wish I could see. I don't even know how I would be in the world if I could see, you know, numbers in color, because I would just not talk to me.
You had one? No, someone else.
I did.
Karen.
So all of these are painted on aluminum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I look at it, is it brush strokes, or did you actually carve away some of the paint? Because it looks like scratches.
Yeah, it's brush strokes.
Okay.
So it's aluminum composite panel, which I learned from Nico. He's standing back there. I also taught him math in high school. But he's a muralist now, exceptional muralist. And so yeah, it's composite panel. So it is like some sort of central, Nico, if you know, and then aluminum on the front and back, and then it's primed. So they come in like 10 foot by 5 foot. So I cut the panels, then you sand it back, so like an electric sander for a long time. And then you reprime it, which gets a lot of those brush strokes back on, and then you add paint. And then you seal it. Yeah, so theoretically, all of these could hang outside. They're kind of like murals. So it's kind of exciting.
Has your like whole life you just like circles and painted circles,
No.
or have you just like
I used
something?
to paint cows and barns, and so I'm from Watertown out here. So it's like if you look around, it's like old trucks and cows and sheds, and I like run down things or like I painted a painting of New Germany. It was like a blue truck and an orange old-fashioned truck in front of a white house with a couple road signs, and I can see like the stripes and the dimension in that painting now, but it was a realistic painting. And then when I didn't know what to paint in art school, I would do math proofs. So I would be like, I don't know what cow to paint today. And then I would just like take out and like an old math book, and I would be like, okay, how does this work? And I had an independent study with Alexis Kerr, and she is a fabulous artist, and she was like looking through my sketchbook, and I was like, oh, don't, like just flip through those pages, and she's like, no, Emily, math could be art, or math can be art. And then that blew my mind, and I never had to look for things to paint anymore, because now I have like 17 million things I could be painting, because every painting like opens up a new one and a new math concept, or yeah, so I painted a red cow on a hill and barns and anything I saw. Yeah.
So one more thing.
Yeah.
8 is blue, right? Like obviously.
Eight could be blue or purple, I think. I actually I think 2 could be yellow or like a
There, yeah. Do you have any more questions you want to ask? Anyone else? One?
Alright, so what I was catching catches me about your work is.
Okay, pause. Sarah's a jeweler. Can you just like show your creations?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she made our wedding rings. Okay, she's amazing. Okay.
Your color theory, does that come in as, like, after you do your math, and then, because what I get is so much play of things coming forward and things sinking back, and like especially that gold blues and breeze one, do you, like, I see it coming in and out.
I did a teal back. So I painted it black. Primed it white, then I painted it black and left a little of the white showing through because I like it when it's not flat. I think it's more interesting. And then I took a teal, like a dry brushing, so it's not too much paint, and then I painted it on top. So it looked, you could still see the black and the white, but it was like on top of that. And then I thought if I put this on top, you will get this depth is what I tried for. As for color, it's like that big, there's like a big red one with green. Red and green are across from each other on the color wheel, so red complements green. A lot of sports teams, like the Vikings, is like purple, the complement is yellow, so their logo will jump out at you. And as I was going, I was like, ooh, this has to be red, and that top one has to be green. And but then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas. Like, it's Christmas. But then I'm like, I don't think it is. And like, so I feel like I know what I want to do, and then I have to like backtrack and be like, okay, like, is this right? And then if I try something else, then I always change it back to like my first gut instinct. And if a painting is really busy, like, then I mute it down with either like those threes, and that's like a copper, like tones it down, and then inside there's like a little red. But that big geometric one with the green and red, those are big, bold, so I can go, it's flatter surfaces, so I can go really bold with color. The black and white one that's like cut, Angie's over there. Angie's a mosaic artist, and Ava is my student right now. You guys, this is so fun. So if it's a flatter painting or bigger, then I can go bold with the color. And like the black and white one has a lot more busyness, so then I tone down the colors. But then I like to play with layering, just because if you see it from afar, you might think there's things stacked, and then I like to surprise you if you take a step closer. It's like, oh wait, and then a step. So my goal is that you see it one way from afar, and then you come up closer, and you're like, oh, and then you like, so it's interesting from everywhere.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I think we're going to let you go back and let people
I just want to say,
converse with
if you do want to find I just want to show, and James, my 7-year-old, helped me animate some videos.
Here we go. Here's a cord. It connects two pieces of the circumference together via
So
a line.
you'll see me drawing on top of my paintings to explain the paintings on my website. You don't have to watch this, but if you ever want to,
states that if you have a 90-degree
it
radius,
makes me happy.
That's the QR code.
Yeah, Phil made a QR code because he was like, did you make a QR code for that? And I was like, no. And then he made one right before he left.
It's on the cover.
He's
Enter. Well, thank you so much.